Hi everyone. Now this video is a sort of it's part request, part innovation in the sense that some of you would like me to create videos where I do follow-alongs, but then there's some feedback where the follow-alongs might be originally too fast for you. So trying to slow down the follow-along isn't always as simple as you would think. But then we've also got a situation where I'll look for some interesting massages that I'm personally not trained in. And sometimes the content that's out there isn't as much as I thought, and there's not as many people out there creating the videos that I want to see. So if I'm looking for videos, for example, on the acupressure stick, I'm quite surprised at how little there are. And there's some great ones that I've been obviously doing the follow-alongs with, but they're quite niche. They're basically ASMR led. And for everyone that loves ASMR, there'll be people that aren't particularly interested and just want to see a demo. So what I thought I'd do today is, in addition to that, create a video for those of us who would like to invest in an acupressure stick. And I should say as well that they're not very expensive. You can buy one for a few pounds. But you don't always have someone who can do the treatment on you. Sometimes you'd actually like to invest in it because you'd like to do a little treatment on yourself. So this is something that I've created myself. It's just a little DIY self-hand massage using the acupressure stick and using hand cream. And today I'm using the seams because it's not too oily, so you get the ability to still stay in control. It's not sliding about everywhere. And it's obviously not something that I can say that I've been trained in or that I've trained students in. It's just a little acupressure massage that I've created myself just for use on yourself, just purely because I don't see any content out there. Now, if you do see some content, by all means link it to me, I'd love to see it. But when I've been searching, the same videos keep coming back, and a lot of the time they're not actually demonstrations to explain to you, they're more ASMR for relaxation. So I'm going to show you this. I hope you find it enjoyable and relaxing and something that you can hopefully do yourself, and we'll see how we get on. So if we're going to use the acupressure stick, it's always good to have a little bit of massage medium or some hand cream. So it's really whatever you feel comfortable with, but my preference is not to use anything that is too oily and then you lose control of what exactly it is that you're trying to do. So a little bit of hand cream, in this case seams, and it's always good again to warm up your tissues. Just get everything warmed up. So what we can do is some Effleurage. Turn your hand round. Effleurage the other side. And again, you can go as fast or as slow as you like because it's all about your preference. So normally with a massage we could start doing a lot of movements ourselves. I mean, even just me using the thumb circles here, I can start to feel the crunching and the tightness. I can start to feel that there. And then when I swap over, sometimes you can feel some bones creaking and clicking. And again, it's completely up to you where you're guided. You do not have to follow a routine here. This is just about relaxing your hands to get the result that you are looking for. So if we take the stick, it could actually be good to almost continue your effleurage by doing the movement that we saw in the follow-along. And I referred to it as almost when you're using the rolling pin. So just roll, and what you're doing is you're stretching out everything that's in that hand. Giving it a really good stretch, and then swap over. Now, I'm only stretching out from the wrist, but your choice could be to really take it from the elbow if you wanted, and you could just continue to roll along. And I would say that it's quite a lovely sensation on your nerve endings here. Obviously, if you've got any issues, you would leave anything out that you need to, but it's almost ticklish when you get to that area, so you might enjoy that sensation, and you can just choose to take your time and roll as often as you want. And if you roll it right to the fingertips, you'll probably find that you do feel and possibly hear that crunching as you really stretch everything out. I can feel it particularly in my left hand, and I wonder if because I'm left-handed, just round about here, I can really feel lots of crunching, but it's a nice feeling to actually stretch that out and release it. So another move that we saw was just stretching out and moving just in between the fingers. So we can do it any way we please. Just stretch those fingers right out. And if we want, we can turn the hand round and we can do it this way. I think if you're unsure about something like an acupressure stick, which I was unsure of, unfamiliar with, my first thought was, really don't know how to use this, what's right and what's wrong. But I've come to the conclusion that so long as you're not performing treatments on clients uninsured and untrained, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with investigating it for yourself, modifying it to suit yourself, but just being careful that you don't do anything that you could cause yourself injury with. Now, I have to laugh because in a previous video, I did point out that one of the videos that I followed, the person looked very comfortable using both hands. So I think they were ambidextrous. I'm definitely not. So when I use my right hand, it feels very strange. It doesn't feel uncomfortable, but it probably looks very uncomfortable to you. So apologies if it looks as if I'm holding the stick very clumsily. But maybe that's something I'll need to look at next year, is becoming ambidextrous. So this, again, it feels very relaxing to just stretch out in between the hands, or in between the fingers rather. And then we can move on to maybe doing little circles, so you can cover the full palmar area. So I've watched some videos where they do small circles. I've watched where they're fast, where they're slow. I think that's where it really does come down to personal preference. So I'd say this is medium paced, slow circles. And again, just getting into the base of the fingers. That's a lovely feeling of stretching that out. But then I've also seen very large circles. So again, you can choose what you'd like to do here, but I think it feels nicer for me if it's smaller circles. I prefer that. But we've also watched where they follow the natural creases in the hand. So you can follow the thumb and you can work up to the fingers. You can also do circles. Again, if you really want to investigate your pressure points and you'll see which areas correspond with which, then you could spend quite a bit of time pressing and releasing into different areas. But if we just do little circles and cover basically the full surface, then the theory is that you'll be giving all of your reflex points some massage. And the theory, as we know with our reflexology, is it's balancing the body, and it's almost as if the full body is having a massage through the corresponding pressure points. And then if we do the thumb here. So I won't switch on to the other hand there, but you could do the same on the other hand. And then if we wanted to, we could do little press and release. And again, this is the fast-paced version, but there's absolutely nothing to stop you doing a very slow press and release. And you could cover both hands, because again, in your acupressure map of the hand, different areas correspond to different parts of the body on both hands. So they're not necessarily a mirror image. So for instance, on one hand you may have the stomach, on another hand you may have other organs, liver, kidneys, etc. So it's not just a case of one hand only. You would match up and work on both. So there's lots of different ways that you could use the stick. And you could take as long as you wanted. But again, I think what would be very nice after you finished would be to do the roll a few times once more. And again, I can still feel that there's some tension and some crunching, particularly just in the pads, just at the edge of the fingers. And then you could even possibly just modify. I mean, at the end of the day, the acupressure stick is yours. You can choose to do what you like with it. But then once you're finished, you could just possibly do just a little bit of manual massage just to finish off. Maybe stretch out the hands very gently. Don't do anything that doesn't feel right. Give everything a nice move, a nice bit of exercise. Just keep all the joints nice and flexible. And then when you're finished, just enjoy the nice flexibility, the warmth, the circulatory boost that you've got in your hands. So that is a DIY acupressure massage using the acupressure stick. I'm always happy to hear your thoughts. I know that there'll always be things that some people would prefer or one way versus another, so I'll always try and modify in future videos so that everybody gets a little taste of what they're looking for. But if you like this style of video and you'd like to see more, or as always, if you've got some suggestions for future videos, particularly the ones that I'm going to delve into soon, I think I'm going to try a few reaction videos to different styles of massage that I've absolutely got no prior knowledge of and that could be quite surprising, such as someone's recommended bite massage, which I think I'll take a look at, and also I've seen knife massage, so I might do some reactions to those. So feel free to leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and I will see you again soon.